Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We've got a new week upcoming here in Warzone and Black Ops 6, which of course means we've got new updates, probably plenty of new fixes and changes inbound as well. And today I wanted to break down everything to expect in the next few days because we have, surprisingly, not just one, but two guaranteed updates this week, if not even more than that, if Call of Duty decides to post random patch notes or address some other things in game. So we've got quite a bit to break down today. Let's start first with what to expect and what to look out for first, because we do actually have the conclusion of our first season 3 event. The whole return to Verdansk event is coming to a close this week on the 15th. So Raven did post a few days back saying there's only 4 days left before the Warzone return to Verdansk event comes to an end. This is your last chance to find the elusive Trailblazer operator skin by opening safes. So a few different things to look out for with the end of this event. Yes, obviously, if you have not gone through and gotten like the golden safe rewards and gotten the Trailblazer skin out of that, definitely jump into, you know, some plunder, jump into some BR casual, hunt those safes, open up as many as you can. Keep in mind, only one person on your team has to open a safe for the entire squad to get the rewards. So if you were to jump into quads, let's say plunder, and then split up to various areas and go safe hunting, you could have a teammate up at, you know, quarry, and then someone down at prison, and then someone at train station, all getting safes, and it's going to count for everyone the same if one person opens up the one with the golden reward and with that Trailblazer skin in there. So only a few more days before that's completely unavailable. The other items in this event, though, like the Kilo 141 and then also the Cali sticks, if you're not able to go through and get those now, for what it's worth, the Kilo is just simply a free reward instantaneously. So the only way you couldn't have gotten that yet is if you haven't played the game, and maybe you haven't had time, maybe you haven't downloaded it yet. You're kind of seeing what the vibe is going to be like before you come back. If you don't get the Kilo or the Cali sticks though before this event ends, then those should be shifting over to Armory rewards after the 15th. So you'll be able to go through, toggle those as an Armory unlock, and then get the XP required to unlock those for free. So you'll still be able to access those. It just won't be directly through this event, since obviously this is coming to a close. However, where one event ends, another one is about to begin. So coming up this week, starting on the 17th, we're going to see the launch of the Black Ops Tribute event, and this is going to take place across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. It's going to include new weapon updates, a bunch of free content that everyone can go through and earn in a pretty simple way here. So as we do cover this, the weapon updates coming alongside it, the other things you want to look out for here in the next few days, if you want to guarantee that on a daily basis you are always up to date with the latest going on in COD, no better place than right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoy this video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. Much love to everyone who takes the time to do so. But with this Black Ops Tribute event, it's going to be lasting for essentially 2 weeks, the 17th until May 1st. Presumably May 1st is going to be that season 3 reloaded update date. We'll have to wait and see. We'll talk more on that here soon. But this event is completely free for everyone, and it's got a bunch of different rewards, including meta things, potentially some other cool gameplay content. So they say don't miss out on this legendary tribute to Black Ops in an event stuffed with rewards that honor the history of the series. Earn XP in any mode to progress the events and earn a Black Ops themed rewards. Black Ops 6 owners will receive additional rewards only available to use in Black Ops 6. So if you're a Warzone player, you'll still be able to go through and get rewards for this. However, there will be specific things, they actually toggle it behind these ones on this preview image, that are going to be premium content only, but the main rewards are going to be available obviously for everyone, the main takeaways that are the universal content updates here. But as they state, this is going to be an XP based event, so super straightforward. Doesn't matter if you're playing multiplayer, if you're doing party games or sweating it up in ranked play or whatever, or if you're in zombies grinding out stuff, or if you're in Warzone playing any mode, so long as you're earning XP, you're going to be able to go through and progress this event and get these rewards. They say earn cosmetic content and functional equipment, including the nail gun special weapon, which we'll talk about here in just a second, the C9 10mm auto 30 round attachment or aftermarket part, we'll talk about that as well, the thermite in Warzone, very self-explanatory. That's obviously been on the menu for a little bit, and it's just been like, hey, wait, we all have it locked, what's going on here? That'll become fully accessible with this event, so you can throw that on your loadout now if you want. The death machine score streak, obviously being multiplayer and zombies exclusive there, the close shave perk in multiplayer, and then some filler stuff like emotes, gobble gums, then also the brand new operator known as John Black Ops, which is essentially kind of another Rose skin, like really gonna help out there if you don't want to buy the black cell but you want to have a skin like that does blend in with the shadows and everything. John Black Ops could be a solid alternative there for sure. But yeah, free event, gonna offer quite a few rewards. Let's detail though, because this specific event has quite a few weapon updates coming with it, as we saw. So first up here with the nail gun, this is definitely going to be a more gimmicky weapon. Obviously outright, I mean, it's a nail gun, it's not a true standard SMG or rifle or sniper like what we usually have, you know, looking out towards what's going to be meta or super competitive when a new weapon's upcoming. But it could have some crazy, you know, stats to it. We're gonna have to wait and see. Here's how they describe it though. It is gonna have 30 full levels that you can go through, rank it up with, but it's not gonna have any attachments, they say, which will be interesting. It will have its own individual camos though, if you want to use this as an option to skip out on some more annoying weapons. But it's a full auto nail gun with high damage at close range, with fast handling speeds and very low muzzle velocity. So essentially you're not gonna be able to use this effectively outside of probably like 10 or 15 meters max, but depending on the stats, it could be pretty good up close. We're gonna have to see obviously when it drops. They say stick it to them with this handy tool configured with a magazine of 15 nails that fires at full auto. The damage drops off quickly after 25 meters there and performs best up close. The nail gun's low muzzle velocity can make it difficult to land shots against fast moving targets, so get them in your sights and unload before they know what hit them. This armament is a reward during the tribute event. So it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't expect this to be crazy strong and like a true close range meta option. I mean, only having 15 rounds, the DPM's probably not going to be too insane, but you never know. They might break something. We'll have to see. We also though have a new aftermarket part coming, obviously, with the C9 10mm 30 round mags. So obviously the 10mm ammo is something we've seen in Warzone before, available for like the MP5. Bit of a bummer that it's only a 30 round mag here. I feel like even if the damage is crazy, that might limit it some in terms of being a meta attachment that you want to throw on your build right away, right? But again, you never know. Maybe the damage is just utterly insane with this and it makes up for it only being a 30 round mag. They do say though, this is a conversion kit to use higher caliber 10mm auto ammo for increased stopping power. Though the conversion results in some increased recoil and a slightly lower fire rate, the extra damage, range, and velocity this attachment has makes it a worthy consideration when approaching enemies on bigger maps. Maybe this is also going to be practical for some sniper support if it's going to help out that range and that velocity there. We're going to have to test around with it, but two pretty interesting weapon updates coming with this Black Ops tribute event on the 17th. So full-on weapon update happening here in just a few days time. Now obviously, since we've got our update on the 15th to remove the Verdansk event, then the update on the 17th to go through and add in the tribute event, it's quite possible that we see various other updates added to the game alongside that stuff, whether it's through a hotfix update or some other gameplay changes there that they post out with full patch notes. We do have a few things that have been updated on each Trello board though to also look out for here. So they've actually updated the global Trello here for multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone alike. They've removed some stuff that were in some patch notes last week that of course we already covered. They are still investigating some SR issues with ranked where it's just not showing the correct values there, but they did leave on a fix scheduled for the Terminator skin. Obviously they went through and they nerfed it last week. The general reception to that nerf though, it was largely, yeah, you guys didn't really change that all that much. Like it still blends in a ton and you really still don't notice it that much. Like the nerf to it didn't really make it stand out in any large capacity. They just made it like from like a more dirty gray to a slightly brighter and shiny gray, but it still is a really dominant skin. There are situations where you could be fighting somebody wearing it and you just straight up do not see them. So the fact that they removed the other things listed in that same patch and update that this initial nerf was in, but they didn't remove this and still have a fix scheduled for it, I think likely means they're going to still continue to monitor this and probably change it a little bit more in the coming days. And then also we still have the slide to prone bug going on for hybrid and slide only. They do still have an update plan for that. They did mention that they weren't going to be able to fix this one right away because they have to wait for a larger update to fix this. That could mean a title update like potentially with season 3 reloaded, or it could be something else entirely. Really only time's going to tell there. Of course, if anything does change with that or we get more info, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop. The Warzone Trello also saw some slight updates here. You'll notice that since we last looked at this, several things have been listed as fixed scheduled. However, the surprise patch notes that we got the other day actually address a lot of these issues where you can lose your functionality when you pick up a loadout crate, or that sometimes your loadouts reset after you play a match, calling cards not working in casual. A lot of that stuff was addressed in the previous patch notes. We do still have a few other things there are investigating though, like for instance, you getting default weapons when you open up your loadout. That's still broken. Issues where contracts spawn in inaccessible areas like inside of the train station or something. Squads not getting full rewards for the supply run contract. And then most recently, they also added in a new one here. They are aware of an issue with the scavenger perk where it actually depletes your reserve ammo when you pick up a pouch. So there's times where you just don't get the scavenger bonuses there. If you drop your ammo, it drops all of it. There's some bugs going on with scavenger in general that they are looking into, and they'll fix that, which is pretty important because scavenger is definitely a very strong perk here in Verdansk with the current loot situation that we've got going on. So good news that they are going through and looking into that. And then one last thing I wanted to bring up, we don't necessarily have this as a confirmation for this upcoming week. Well, obviously everything else is basically, but we do have an interesting situation going on because waited all this past week, every single day, right when, you know, typically Call of Duty posts around 11 or 12 Mountain Time, like, wonder if they're going to talk about it today. Nope. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Nope. Okay, what's going on here? Because as you may recall, back on April 4th, actually, Raven posted saying, hey, thanks for everyone dropping into Verdansk. We're excited to see everyone's having fun. We've collected a massive amount of launch feedback, and the team's already working on new changes, including the distribution of armor plates. More info to come next week. Now, like I said, this was tweeted on April 4th. More info coming next week means that it was supposed to happen last week, and we didn't get any updates on this. They didn't mention if they changed anything in game, and they haven't posted any new communication as to what's going on here. Did they cancel this update? Are they not going to do any changes to plates because they saw more and more feedback about it and was like, oh, you know, maybe we'll leave it for a bit? Are they still going to push through an update that drops more plates on the map? They haven't said anything, even though they said they were going to say some things. So we got to look out for that. Hopefully they actually follow through here and do continue to detail what exactly is going on with this. Because at this point now, we just don't know because we were expecting info and didn't get any. So we'll have to look out for that alongside everything else here because it's going to be a pretty exciting week in terms of new updates and new content. So definitely some cool things coming, but that is going to wrap things up for this one. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you're in the know for everything going on in the world of COD, this is the place to be. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.